Well, hello friends, this is Tommy Oaks and this is the Story Break. I'm doing this story break in the month of May, which is the month of mothers. You know, Mother's Day comes in May, and I thought it'd be very appropriate if I brought the mother of my children here, my wife Patricia, to tell you a story about her mother, who was my mother-in-law. This is not just a month of mothers, but you know, every mother-in-law is a mother herself. So let's think about our mother-in-laws for a moment. You know, there are a lot of jokes about mother-in-law, but I generally don't make jokes about mothers-in-law, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. But let me tell you one joke first, and I won't tell it again. It's just a special joke because of Mother's Day, all right? Seems there was this young man who was training to be a policeman, and so he sat down in front of a panel, and they started grilling him with questions, and one of them said to him, "Well, young man, if you had to go arrest your mother-in-law, what would you do?" Immediately, the young man said, "I'd call for backup." Well, that was a joke about mothers-in-law. The reason I don't tell jokes about mother-in-law is because, I had a wonderful mother-in-law. My wife's mother was a great woman. And so this month, I've asked her to tell some little stories, some of my favorite stories about her mother and her relationship with her mother. So I'd like to turn the microphone over to my wife, Patricia, and have her share with you one of my favorite little stories about her mother.
As I've said before, we walked everywhere when I grew up. We didn't have a car till I was, I think, 16. We rode the bus when we went downtown Knoxville to shop. But we walked everywhere in Fountain City. We walked to church, we walked to the park. And my favorite thing to do was to walk to Kay's Ice Cream. And I loved walking with Daddy and his great big rough worked hand, or I loved walking with Mother with her little soft hands. But we would go down to get ice cream at Kay's. One afternoon, it was pretty late because it started to get dark on the way home. We went down to get ice cream, which was a nickel for a cone and a big piece of ice cream on top of the cone. And we were walking home, and I said, "Let's skip, Mother," because I love to skip, and she would skip with me. I still remember where this happened. It was in front of the Baptist church as you cross the bridge in Fountain City, down from what's Gresham Junior High now. It used to be Central High School. And all of a sudden, we were skipping, holding hands, talking about our ice cream or whatever. And all of a sudden, there was a place in the sidewalk that caught Mother's toe, and she fell. And when she fell, she hit pretty hard on her knee, and it started bleeding really badly. Well, I just went to pieces. I think I was about 5 when this happened, because my little sister hadn't been born yet. And I just started crying, and she started consoling me and assured me that she was okay. And we got up and went on home. And for some odd reason, I don't remember a whole lot about when I was that age, but I've never forgotten that story, because I didn't think mothers got hurt. I knew little girls did. I fell all the time. I had bruises and cuts all over my knees, but I didn't think mothers were supposed to be hurt. And then I grew up and became a mother, and I realized, yes, mothers can get hurt too.
Thank you, Patricia, and thank you for coming to the Story Break. See you next time.